Thanks for coming today. I've shuffled the cards, but I'd like you to also put your energy in there and just give a little shuffle and break the cards into 3 piles, wherever they feel right. Okay. These are the Cheryl Lee Harnish Return of Spirit cards. She's a local intuitive and artist, and she designed these cards, fractal images on them. And this is all about your soul journey. This reading is all specifically about you. This is a really great oracle deck. Okay, so we're going to do it's like a traditional Celtic cross, but it has a different meaning. So I'm just going to lay out the cards. And okay, so what we have here, this is the first card I like to look at. These cards down here are the physical foundation. It's like having a house. You have to have a strong foundation for everything else to be built on it. This is a supporting card that supports on the physical foundation. In a reading, we don't want to say you need to or you should, because that's your own free will. So if there's any areas that you might make changes on the physical level. This card represents the energy that's going to move you forward on your path. This card is the bridge card that helps you over on your path. These cards here are like a mini reading within a reading. These ones are the spiritual cards, like the soul lessons, spiritual support, and this is the final outcome card. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different spin on your traditional Celtic cross. Okay, so here we go. The first card that I was drawn to was the manifest card. And what I really noticed there, you've got the rainbows, which means like getting everything that you want. The green reminds me of rewards, money. So it's all about manifesting, that you have the ability to manifest whatever you want. Okay, so it's kind of like if you believe it, you can achieve it. If you have the positive energy and vibration, if people come from a place of worry and fear and anger, you're operating at a really low vibration. But if you're focusing on the positives, then it's like you're like a magnet and you attract those positive things to you. Something that's great to do is every day express gratitude for 2 things. You know, it might be something as simple as it's 7 degrees here in Vancouver and it's not raining. You can get out for a walk, think that you've got a roof over your head, just not always monetary things, but when you take the time to focus on gratitude, your energy kind of shifts from a lower vibration up to a higher vibration, and you're going to bring in more goodness. Okay, so that's a very beautiful card. The next thing that I focus on the foundation of your house, these 2 cards, and it's interesting, we were just talking about the feline card. Over here, this is all about intuition. It's about you listening to your intuition, following your intuition, and I just see a lot of magical things in these cards. And what supports your intuition, this is like when you think of a cat, they're like to be cuddled, you know, pampered. This card reminds me of someone that likes to be pampered and taken care of, whether that's, you know, cats like body work or massage. And the cat, it's kind of in resting mode. That's kind of like you being in resting mode. But you know when that cat gets ready to pounce, it's, you know, in position, ready to pounce and leap forward. So this is about you, like resting, getting prepared before you take that leap of action, that leap forward, okay? So this card is preparing for you to move forward and following your intuition, okay? The very next card over here ties in naturally with the feline card, rejuvenation. So that's like if I want to say reinventing yourself, sort of that rest and recovery mode, getting back into the flow of things, and by being rejuvenated, that moves you forward on your path, okay? Which I see is all about keeping things simple. Now, once you've rejuvenated, that energy moves you forward, and this is the Fairy Magic card, is the bridge card, the card that gets you over the bridge. And Fairy Magic is all about sort of magical things, again, similar to the manifesting, through focusing on the positives, you can manifest what you want. And this is all about using your voice, okay? When you use your voice, that can be through singing, chanting, meditation. That can even be as simple as just speaking up. Maybe you need to say something, talk to somebody, get your words out. And when you do that, it's a reminder to keep things simple. A lot of times we make things more complicated than they really are. What comes to mind for me is like making a list of 5 things that you want to do or something that you want to achieve in this next year. You know, it doesn't have to be detailed. Just keep it brief, to the point, and moving forward. Okay? And this card is like a mini reading within a reading, through being that cat that is well taken care of, that's ready to leap forward, and keeping things simple in your life. Don't complicate things and make a lot of drama. You're moving up into the spiritual level. And there's the frequency shift card supports the violet flame. The first thing I notice about this card is like the bat. And the bat is the animal medicine symbol for change. Okay? And this is all about, it's like being in the darkness into the light. Sometimes you feel in that place of darkness where things are bleak, or you're just feeling kind of a black mood about a lot of things. But you can, through this, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the violet flame, when you see purple, that is all about intuition, and which ties back to this card. But this is about you going through a process of change and coming out of that darkness into the light. And the frequency shift card is here again. We were talking about the lower vibration frequencies coming into a more positive vibration. And when you're going through a frequency shift, sometimes you feel out of sorts. That could mean either you can be forgetful or just not really feeling yourself. That's okay. Once you come through that shift and you're coming, operating at a higher vibration, then you're coming out of that darkness into the light. So this card really supports you here. Okay, and the very last card is about taking flight. And the first thing I notice in this card is like a butterfly. Before you were in your cocoon, and now you're that butterfly that's coming out and transferring into that butterfly, going up from the cocoon, chrysalis, and is emerging as a butterfly. So that's about being free and taking flight. Okay, so going back through this whole reading, because it's all about you, it's a very positive reading, and it's all about manifesting. You have the ability to manifest, you know, using your intuition, taking care of yourself so that you're ready when you leap forward into action. You're rejuvenated, and that's the fairy magic is just all again about manifesting and having magical things happen, using your voice and expression, keeping things simple. Going through change, coming out of the darkness into the light, using your intuitive skills, realizing that you might feel a little bit out of sorts, but you're coming through that frequency shift to a more positive vibration, and through doing that, you're going to take flight, and that's like that butterfly that's free to fly. So it's you definitely coming out of your shell, so that's a very positive outcome. Now, I like to use this spread in conjunction with some other cards, so what I'd like to do is we'll, in our next video, we can use some of our traditional cards. I use the Rider-Waite deck. I also like to use also have you draw 5 cards from the Mermaids and Dolphins. I think that's something I'd like to have you do right now.